I'm going to give you ChaRM in 15 minutes. This is the scenario. So the first step of the ChaRM is going to start off with the requester. So in this case it's young Martin. So Martin wants a change. Martin will log on to the system. He'll log on as a ChaRM requester. He'll run CRM d_order. He'll create a change. He'll put in a description, so it's going to be a new printer created. He'll select a change manager from the list. The next thing he'll select is the IT operator. This is the basis guy. And the current processor will be himself. He'll pick an iBase and a component, which is a bunch of systems and a transport layer in this case. Once he's done that, he'll select the priority of the change. He'll set it to very high. This is an emergency change. And he'll put in a reason for a change, which emergency printer. Once he saves that, it'll pick a transport layer for him, and it goes into the queue for the next person in the chain. So upon save, it sets a status. We're done. Step 2 now, the change manager. So the change manager is a lad called Tony. He's going to log on to the solution manager system and run the CRM DNO monitor transaction. So when he picks this CRM DNO monitor, he'll look for the transport order for a particular date. So picking today's date. There'll be one which hits the criteria, double click, straight on in. Choose change. So as soon as you choose change, it allocates or it transfers the ownership of the change to yourself. Now he's going to set this change into development mode. So which means he approves the change to go forward. Once he sets it to development, he will get to choose whoever's going to process the change. So he'll get to choose either a customizing person or a workbench person for this. And he can remove other employees as he sees fit. So the developer's been chosen. It's a workbench request. Save this guy. That will create your standard STMS transport or your standard SC10 transport request and a task. So upon saving this guy, the next step in the chain is the developer is going to log on and make his changes. So the developer, he doesn't want no hassle. He just wants to log in, make a change and get it transported. So he logs in. In this case, we're going into the SPAD transaction. We're going to create, we're going to change an existing printer. Alright, so he's logged on. He said look at the spill server. This is the guy he's going to make changes to. Go into change mode. We're going to whack a couple of characters on the end of the description. We're done. Alright, now we're going to connect this to a transport order. We're going to connect it to a task. On drop down, it'll see the tasks allocated to the developer. He'll pick the task. We're right. So he can save that guy. And if we have a look in there, if he has a look at the keys inside the task, if we open that guy up, there are the keys. He can put some documentation in if he sees fit. So we're going to put a line of text in here, which is a heads up to the change manager for what's been done. Alright, Right, so we're going to save that. Now we're going to log back onto Solution Manager. We're going to go to the CRM DNO monitor. We're going to change the status of the transport order. So we search, there'll be one. We double click on that guy. We go into change mode. Alright, it changes the status to the developer. He's going to change the status. Save. And we're away. Now it's back to the change manager for the next step in the chain. So the change manager is going to log on and he's going to release these transports now. So he logs on back to the CRM DNO monitor. He's going to go into change mode. Double click. Go into change mode. Okay, so he transfers ownership of the transport order into his name. Now he's going to change the status. Right, we're right to go. We're going to release the transport request. Okay, so that's requested it in STMS on the satellite system. So remember, we're logged onto Solman, but this is activating the transport request in the satellite system, being the ECC6 system in this case. Right, so that's the name of the transport that it's released. So we're pretty much ready to go now. So we just check the status. So we're going to pass it on to the testing folk. So they're going to get transfer of the transport order. And now we'll log on to the ECC6 system and have a look at the STMS and the SC10. So onto the SC10, we can have a look. The request has been released. It's checking it's the same one. Have a look at the logs. Alright, we're all released. Return code 4 is expected for a printer transport. We're good. Just double check, we'll have a look in STMS and have a look at what it looks like in the transport queues. Target system, client 100, have a look. Return code 4 is good.